Welcome, friends, to my study. Please make yourselves comfortable. The rain, I believe, has begun its gentle patter against the window pane, lending a rather contemplative atmosphere to our afternoon. And the fire, though merely embers now, still offers a comforting glow against the encroaching dusk. Today, I wish to speak with you about something that, in our modern clamour, often feels neglected, almost forgotten: the art of conversation. Not merely the exchange of words, but the profound connection, the shared journey of understanding that true conversation offers. For those of us who have accumulated a fair share of years, the value of meaningful interaction, of genuine human connection, only deepens. And whilst the world around us often seems to be losing its way in a cacophony of sound bites and fleeting pronouncements, the timeless wisdom of the Stoics offers us a profound pathway back to the heart of what it means to truly converse. We shall explore 3 key Stoic lessons that, I believe, can rekindle this vital art within us. Firstly, the virtue of profound listening. It is a curious paradox, is it not, that in our eagerness to communicate, we often forget the fundamental prerequisite for understanding: to truly listen. Epictetus, that most practical of Stoic philosophers, once remarked, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This is not merely an observation on anatomy, but a profound directive on how we ought to engage with the world and with one another. Modern conversation, sadly, often devolves into little more than 2 monologues running concurrently, each participant merely awaiting their turn to interject, to articulate their own preformed opinion, rather than genuinely absorbing what is being offered. To listen profoundly, however, is to practice a form of mindful presence. It requires us to set aside our own agenda, our own immediate judgments, our own desire to formulate a rebuttal or an anecdote, and instead to truly open ourselves to the speaker. It is about understanding their perspective, their feelings, their underlying meaning, even if it differs profoundly from our own. This deep listening is an act of controlled attention, a Stoic exercise in discerning what is within our power, our focus, our understanding, and what is not, the other's words themselves. When we listen with genuine intent, we honour the speaker, and in so doing, we elevate the entire conversational exchange from a mere transaction of information to a shared act of creation, building bridges of understanding brick by careful brick. It demands patience, empathy, and a quiet strength of character to truly allow another's thoughts to resonate within us before we offer our own. Secondly, the purpose and virtue of our speech. Having spoken of the importance of listening, we must now turn our gaze inward to the words we choose to utter. The Stoics placed immense value on logos, on reason and coherent expression. For them, speech was not a frivolous pastime, but a potent tool, to be wielded with precision and virtue. Before we speak, it behoves us to pause and consider our intention. Why am I about to say this? What purpose does it serve? Is our speech intended to enlighten, to clarify, to offer comfort, to seek truth, or to forge genuine connection? Or is it perhaps driven by less noble impulses, by ego, by a desire to dominate, to boast, to spread gossip, or merely to fill an uncomfortable silence? Seneca counselled that we should speak only when our words are better than silence. This is a formidable standard, yet it is one that can profoundly elevate the quality of our interactions. To speak with Stoic virtue means to speak with wisdom, honesty, courage, and temperance. It means choosing words that are clear, concise, and purposeful. It means avoiding exaggeration, prevarication, and the kind of idle chatter that dissipates our mental energy and offers little nourishment to the soul. Our words, once released, cannot be recalled. They have a tangible impact on the world and on those who hear them. Therefore, let us choose them as one might select precious jewels for a crown, with care, with an eye for beauty, and with a profound respect for their inherent value and potential. A conversation imbued with such virtuous speech becomes a rare and beautiful thing, a true communion of minds. And finally, managing our reactions and internal state. No conversation, however well-intentioned, exists in a vacuum. We will inevitably encounter differing opinions, challenging viewpoints, or even at times what might appear to be outright rudeness or dismissiveness from others. It is in these moments that our Stoic training truly comes into its own. The dichotomy of control, a cornerstone of Stoic thought, reminds us that whilst we cannot control the words or actions of others, we possess absolute sovereignty over our own internal responses, our judgments, and our reactions. When a conversational partner expresses a view that grates against our sensibilities or perhaps even launches a personal critique, the natural inclination might be to respond in kind, with defensiveness, anger, or frustration. Yet the Stoic asks us to pause. Is this person's opinion, their tone, their understanding, or lack thereof, truly within my control? No, it is not. What is within my control is how I choose to interpret their words and how I choose to respond. We can choose to respond with equanimity, seeking to understand, rather than to immediately refute. We can choose to guard our inner citadel, preventing external provocations from disturbing our tranquility. This does not mean passive acceptance of injustice or falsehood, but rather a considered, virtuous response, rather than a knee-jerk, emotional reaction. It means remembering that all human beings, ourselves included, are prone to error, to prejudice, and to limited perspectives. By managing our internal state, by refusing to allow external opinions to dictate our inner peace, we maintain our integrity and elevate the potential for a truly productive exchange, even amidst disagreement. We learn to engage with differences not as battles to be won, but as opportunities for broader understanding. These three principles, profound listening, purposeful speech, and mastery of our internal reactions, are not academic concepts. They are practical, actionable tools that can, I assure you, transform our daily interactions and rekindle the lost art of conversation in our lives. They offer us a way to engage with others with greater respect, deeper understanding, and a profound sense of peace. Now, as our voices fade, I invite you to remain here for a while. Close your eyes, if you wish. Listen to the gentle patter of the rain, the occasional crackle from the fireplace. Breathe deeply and let these thoughts settle in your heart. The silence is yours.